are in the margins of about $3 billion. Now, as a mark of Ghana's appreciation, a number of initiatives have been put together to encourage many more of our people to identify themselves with the socio-economic developments in Ghana. The money is appreciated, but in fact, what we are hoping for in the future is that our people in the diaspora will participate more directly in the sectors that are most critical to our development. And we're encouraging them to come home. First of all, you know, the government has introduced the dual citizenship. It is not only a concept, it's a reality. It says to you that you can be a Ghanaian and be something else elsewhere. Even for those who are not, we facilitate your travel into Ghana. And when you go, we're certainly proud that what has stood us out as a special people is a warmth of the welcome that you can expect. So my office is available. My office is available to assist all those in the diaspora who want to participate in the refreshing challenges of the future. The future is going to be more exciting than the past, because having suffered some reverses, we have learned from our mistakes and we are poised for a greater tomorrow. So I am proud to be a Ghanaian. I'm proud to be representing Ghana at this point in time. But for me, it is not the position that makes me proud, but the feeling that I'm representing a country that is on the move. The encouragement we're getting. Ghana, you're doing it. Keep it up. Keep it up. The Prime Minister has said this to me. But at every level, we're being encouraged. The tolerance level in Ghana by the President himself is very high. It has introduced a new culture into our society. So, let me say this, that you all can be proud of that country.
Mr. Anand Kato took the opportunity to highlight on the plans outlined by the mission in the UK to celebrate Ghana's Golden Jubilee.
Next January, mid-January, I shall hold a press conference. And at that time, I'm going to unfold a series of activities that we who happen to be in London at this point in time will follow to commemorate 50 years of Ghana's independence. It is not going to be a one event. In fact, the whole of next year is going to be, for us, it's going to be a jubilee year. And therefore, when we do, I sincerely hope and I pray you to join us in participating in the various activities.
In his speech, the Deputy Minister for Tourism and Diaspora Affairs, Mr. Joe Beduansa, highlighted the importance of celebrating Ghana's 50th independence anniversary. He said that the independence celebration is not only for Ghanaians but for all Africans and the diaspora community. Mr. Beduansa emphasized that Ghana's independence set the stage for the independence of the entire African continent.
It is a great time to be a Ghanaian because this is the time that we can recognize the roles that have been played by people before us. We can look at our own roles that we're supposed to play and then look forward to the role that our kids or people who are to come would have to play for our dear country. It is a great time because we have a major role to play as Ghanaians or as people of African descent in the diaspora. Not only us, but even for people who have dealt with us historically and people who continue dealing with us they all have a role to play to ensure that we get to where we have to get to. I've heard people ask questions that what is this whole 50th anniversary celebration about? What have you been able to achieve in 50 years that you want to celebrate? My response is that it is not only a Ghanaian celebration. It's not a Ghanaian celebration. What happened 50 years ago was something that happened for all of us, for us Ghanaians, for African, the colonial masters. It is significant that they were leaving something behind, something that they used to hold on to. For us, it was important because we were also taking our destinies into our own hands.
Mr. Bedu-Ansah endorsed the Ghana Golden Homecoming 2007 event as an encouraging private initiative. He used the opportunity to encourage Ghanaians and non-Ghanaians who are interested in organizing events and activities that will help promote Ghana internationally to get in touch with the ministry. The Deputy Minister in closing spoke about the Joseph Project, which will be coming on in August 2007.
The ministry is also going to host a program that we call the Joseph Project. The Joseph Project is a project that looks at the African in the diaspora as our brothers and sisters who went out there but were part of us, just like the Joseph in the Bible and the Quran. And that it is time that our brothers and sisters who went away come back and celebrate with us. It is not to say that they are different from us. Rather, it is to say that we are one big family. Some left, and we are encouraging them to come back. We believe that you all have contributions to make. The concept of having our ministry, that is the Ministry of Tourism and Diaspora Relations, is to ensure that we reconnect with our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. It is important that we reconnect with the motherland. And that is part of our mandate to ensure that that happens. That is why we would be involved in everything that would ensure that we achieve that aim. So the Joseph Project is designed to bring all the Josephs back.
After the speeches by the main speakers, the speakers took questions from the invited guests.
Why do the Caribbean people, we're part of the Commonwealth, etc., do we have to get and go and line up with everybody else to get a visa when you don't have to get a visa if you're coming to Jamaica or anywhere else in the Caribbean?
I feel it is time, for perhaps after the 50th celebration of independence, right, for Ghana to stop celebrating independence from the British. Simply because it is a constant reminder of when we were colonized by the British. And I think, how long is it going to be? How long are we going to carry on celebrating independence from the British?
To what extent do you also plan on controlling the effect of perhaps too much tourism coming into Ghana and addressing the issues of, or very sub-issues that aren't as important, but paedophilia and so forth?
My dear friend, you're right. I mean, I think that you posed a question, but you also provided an answer. And your answer is that we should look into it. We should do something about it. Time was, in the early years, when there was a Commonwealth tradition that citizens of Commonwealth countries did not require visas to travel to Commonwealth countries. And we followed that until, for whatever reason, a few countries started introducing visa requirements and so on. And therefore, that I think you are absolutely right that particularly because of the special character of our relations with the Caribbean, we should examine the no visa regime. But right now, unfortunately, as a Jamaican, you will need a visa to go to Ghana. But I've already, as I said in my comments, it's just a question of hours, and we will get you a visa. One other matter that I personally regret is that Ghana or Africa's presence in the Caribbean, and it's also vice versa. The Caribbean presence in Africa, it's not particularly encouraging. I mean, if you take Jamaica, for example, I think apart from Egypt, and I used to be accredited to Jamaica when I served in New York several years ago, concurrent. And at that time, only Nigeria and Egypt had embassies in Jamaica. I don't think it's good enough. And therefore, I'm glad you raised this. I will bring this to the attention of government. I think that we need to, 50 years of our independence, particularly because of the importance that we attach to our relations with the diaspora, we have to look at some of these matters. So your point is well taken. I'm sorry I disagree with you. It's like saying don't celebrate your birthday because it will remind your mother about the pain that she endured. I think that the younger generation must understand where we have come from. I think that these are historical moments. The U.S. is now 200 and what? Yes, they commemorate their freedom from the British all over. Everybody does that. I really don't understand that there are any compelling arguments that would say, because we are 50 years, we should not remind the youth of Ghana that 50 years ago, we were under a colonial master. And there are many, where does it stop? Are you going to tell South Africa they should forget about apartheid? What they have been through, the injustices they have suffered, the cruelty? Black History Month, the same thing. It's in the same spirit. These are anniversaries that remind you about where you've come from, but also the occasions that say to us, we are resolved to do better. Never again are we going to allow this to happen. But we probably don't need an argument on this. You feel that way, I feel this way, and so we're friends. Thank you.
In any given period, you should have a time that you reflect whether you are doing well or not. You should have a time